Take about 0.5 grams of lead nitrate powder in a boiling tube. Hold the boiling tube with a test tube holder. Heat the boiling tube over a flame and note down the change. What do you observe? Heating of lead nitrate and emission of nitrogen dioxide. On heating, lead nitrate decomposes to lead oxide, oxygen and nitrogen dioxide. You observe the brown flames liberating in the boiling tube, and these brown fumes are of nitrogen dioxide NO2. 2 PbNO3 twice in the presence of heat gives rise to 2 PbO plus 4 NO2 plus O2. This is also a thermal decomposition reaction. Activity 7. Take a plastic mug, drill 2 holes at its base. Fit 2 rubber stoppers in these holes. Insert 2 carbon electrodes in these rubber stoppers and connect the electrodes to 6-volt battery as shown. Fill the mug with water so that the electrodes are immersed. Add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to water. Take 2 test tubes filled with water and invert them over the 2 carbon electrodes. Switch on the current and leave the apparatus undisturbed for some time. What do you observe in the test tube? You'll notice the liberation of gas bubbles at both the electrodes, and these bubbles displace the water in the test tube. Is the volume of gas collected the same in both the test tubes? Once the test tubes are filled with gases, take them out carefully. Test both the gases separately by bringing a burning candle near the mouth of each test tube. Can you predict the gas present in each test tube? In this activity, on passing electricity, water dissociates to hydrogen and oxygen. 2H2O in the presence of electrolysis gives rise to 2H2 plus O2. Carry out the following activities. Take a pinch of AgCl silver chloride in a watch glass, keep in sunlight for some time and observe the change. Take some ferrous sulfate crystals in a boiling tube, heat it over spirit lamp. Take about 2 grams of barium hydroxide in a test tube, add about 1 gram of ammonium chloride and mix with glass rod. Touch the test tube with your palm. What do you observe? Do these experiments with the help of your teacher. Activity 8. Take a pinch of silver bromide AgBr2 on a watch glass. Observe the color of silver bromide. Place the watch glass in sunlight for some time. Now observe the color of silver bromide. What changes do you notice? Did the color of silver bromide change? Silver bromide decomposes to silver and bromine in sunlight. Light yellow colored silver bromide turns to grey due to sunlight. 2AgBr in the presence of sunlight gives rise to 2Ag plus Br2. This decomposition reaction occurs in the presence of sunlight, and such reactions are called photochemical reactions. All the above decomposition reactions require energy in the form of heat, light or electricity for converting the reactants to products. All these reactions are endothermic. Displacement reaction. In displacement reaction, one element displaces another element from its compound and takes its place therein. Displacement of hydrogen forms acids by metals. Generally, metals which are more active than hydrogen displace it to form an acid. Let us observe the reaction in following activity. Activity 9. Take a small quantity of zinc dust in a conical flask with nozzle. Add dilute hydrochloric acid slowly. Now take a balloon and tie it to the mouth of the conical flask as shown. Closely observe the changes in the conical flask and balloon. What do you observe? You can see the glass bubbles coming out from the solution and the balloon bulges out. Zinc pieces react with dilute hydrochloric acid and liberate hydrogen gas as shown. Zinc plus 2HCl gives rise to zinc chloride plus H2. In this reaction, the element zinc has displaced hydrogen from hydrochloric acid. This is displacement reaction. Activity 10. Take 2 iron nails and clean them by rubbing with sandpaper. Take 2 test tubes and mark them as A and B. Take about 10 ml of copper sulfate solution in each test tube. 1 iron nail in copper sulfate solution in test tube A with the help of a thread. Keep other iron nail aside for comparison after the reaction. Keep the test tube with iron nail undisturbed for 20 minutes. Now take out the iron nail from copper sulfate solution. Keep the iron nail and test tubes A and B side by side. Compare the color of iron nails and solutions in the test tube. What changes do you observe? You will find that iron nail dipped in copper sulfate solution becomes brownish and blue color of copper sulfate solution and test tube A fades. The iron nail and copper sulfate solutions are compared before and after the experiment. The chemical reaction in this activity is Fe plus CuSO4 gives rise to FeSO4 plus Cu. Iron is more reactive than copper, so it displaces copper from copper sulfate. This is another example of displacement reaction. Here are the few examples of displacement reactions. Zn plus 2AgNO3 gives rise to ZnNO3 twice plus 2Ag. Pb plus CuCl2 gives rise to PbCl2 plus Cu. Double displacement reaction. A chemical reaction in which two compounds in their aqueous solution react by exchanging their radicals is called chemical double decomposition or chemical double displacement reaction.